Hey, Eric. Just thought I would see if I could do this outside today. And luckily, when I bring out my laptop, um, it's still connected to my Wi-Fi because I'm close enough to the house, which you see part of my house. So I wanted to try it outside today because it is gorgeous. For the last several days, it's been in the 90s and way too hot for me to be comfortably out here. But today, there's a breeze. It is not humid. Doesn't feel humid. It is a lot less hot. Let me check the temperature. Let's see. Oh, my mail is gonna blow away. The mailman came by to give the mail, and the dog was up. Brindley was outside, and he never delivers it. But he came around the back and saw me, so gave it to me. Let's see. It's 79 degrees. It's supposed to go up to 81, but like I said, with breeze, oh my goodness, it feels gorgeous out here. I'm sitting back here by my little tub pond, my little fish tub, and that I put out here a few days ago. And it's got a Cory cat, a baby bristlenose pleco, and some guppies. And one of my female guppies has given birth. So I've got little baby guppy fry in there now, which is so cool. Yes, it has been a long time. What have you been up to? If you hear my alarm on my phone go off, it's going to be because I'm cooking myself some lunch. So when it goes off, I'll obviously turn it off and then I'll run inside and get my food. I wish I lived on a more private street so traffic noises wouldn't be so bad, but see, there's a side street here and that's quiet, but then we've got a main street in front and that's where we get all our traffic sounds. I've just finished earlier work had like last year we had to physically go to the corporate office to do sexual harassment training course or whatever. And this year they're just having us do it apparently they emailed a PowerPoint um, to all the employees, and we have a certain time limit uh, to get that done. So I worked on that earlier so that it's done and out of the way before I forget. And I got a perfect score because after you go through it, there's a quiz. But I just finished doing that while I was sitting out here. Yeah, everybody's busy apparently. Southern Belle, I tried starting the stream a little bit earlier and just from my laptop, but it wasn't picking me up very well. My microphone sucks. So this way I started it on my laptop and then invited myself through StreamYard on my phone so that you guys can hear me better, but she hasn't come back. I might get some more people. Wow, I got knots in my hair. How about that? This red bush beside the house, I actually really like it, but I want to be able to trim it down. My husband wants to get rid of it. Obviously, we've got something growing out of the side of it, but it's always like a reddish color. In the fall, it turns bright red, which is really, really cool, but he wants to get rid of that bush. Maybe we can plant something else there in place of it. I don't know. There's my alarm. So I'm going to go and get my food, and I will be right back. 99 degrees, yeah. It's been pretty hot here, but today it's just perfect. So let me get my food, and I will be right back. All right, here I am. I'm back with my food. You held down the fort for me, Eric. Doesn't look like it was too difficult. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's perfect in the 70s or like even 80, 81 with low humidity. It's just perfect. The breeze. Oh, perfect, perfect. Ooh, hot. I don't even feel the need to say a lot when I'm sitting outside. Even streaming, you guys can just watch the cars go by, listen to the birds. Again, like I say, I wish I had a quieter street, that I live by a quieter street, so it would be more nature sounding than traffic, but I don't know, you get what you get. This is why I would love to be able to hit 1,000 subscribers so I don't need the laptop and I could just take my phone to the park where there is no traffic and stream that. That's what I want to do. Let's cool off a little bit. Burn the roof of my mouth. Oh, it's gorgeous out here. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I should keep my spare rat cage out here. Take the rats out so they can enjoy the weather in their cage. I think they would probably enjoy that. I do? I should have brought fish food down. Fed the tub. But I didn't. I'll have to do it later. So the dogs across the street are barking and Brinley is answering. Hello, who's all coming in? I wanted to be outside today. It is gorgeous out. It's not too hot. It's like 79, 80 right now, but the humidity is low. There's a breeze. So I was like, I'm going to try and stream out here. Luckily, my laptop still is connected to the Wi-Fi in the house. My connection is a little bit weak, apparently. Am I back? Am I back? As I said, I'm still connected. I started buffering. Am I back? Am I back? But I wanted to give that a try. And then since my microphone on my laptop sucks and likes to cancel out, I'm having issues. I connected to my phone so you can hear me better, but now my internet is going in and out because I'm outside. My Wi-Fi is apparently spotty when I'm out here. Am I good? Am I good? It's 91 right now. That's the kind of weather we had the last few days, and I didn't even want to be out here. It's too much. Too hot. wanted to give streaming out here a try, but it's hard because I can't stream mobily, so I had to hope that my Wi-Fi would stay connected to my laptop out here. The other option would be to leave my laptop in the house and connect, and then take my phone out, having myself on panel. But then I wouldn't be able to see the comments either. I'd have to switch back and forth on my phone, and that would be annoying. So I need to get up to 1,000 subscribers so that I can mobile stream. I don't even care about the monetization. I just want to be able to mobile stream. That's all I want. It's been 2 years now. Wow. Are you still enjoying it? I've been at the pet store now for 2 years. I'm sorry, guys, if I start buffering or whatever. My laptop is connected to my Wi-Fi in the house, but from in the house, but every now and then it kind of gets weak. Good. I think it's important to enjoy where you're working so you don't dread it. I always hated dreading going to work. I mean, sometimes I still don't want to go, but overall, I enjoy my job. I wish I had something prettier for you guys to look at. I never really got any flowers out and going. I haven't planted anything outside yet. I haven't had the time between being sick and working so much. I haven't had the time to plant anything outside. I've got a couple things going in the house, but maybe get some potted flowers or something. So at least there's something pretty to look at. At least we can hear the birds, right? I don't normally have Mondays off, but I have today off. That also means I work Saturday, which was poor timing because I've had the weekends off for a while, and then I was like, well, my husband's been away for so long, including the weekends. If you need me a weekend, that's fine. So I get scheduled for this coming Saturday, and my husband's going to be home. I'm like, really? Really? Poor timing. I'm gonna see if someone will work it for me so that I don't have to be there. Because he leaves again at the end of the weekend, so I want to be able to see him a little. The last time he was here, I had shingles and I couldn't even hug him, so I want to take advantage of at least this weekend with him being here. There's a siren in the distance. When that breeze goes away, it does feel pretty hot. I love listening to the birds. And nobody wants to come chit chat with me today, huh? That's all right. I wanted to try streaming out here, and I am. I'm perfectly happy to sit here and enjoy. I didn't mean to mute. Yeah, occasionally you get the obnoxious cars or motorcycles going by. Oh, ear infections are no fun. What kind of dog do you have? Some dogs are very prone to ear infections depending on the kind of ears that they have. Sometimes you got to be really diligent in cleaning them out and making sure they stay clean. Hello, who else is here? Sitting out here enjoying the weather. Oh, that breeze needs to kick up again. It gets pretty hot when the breeze goes away, but the breeze feels awesome. Perfect weather today. The last several days it was just too much. Too much humidity, too much hot. That's when I hibernate in the house in the AC. Wow, we got a lot going on here. All of a sudden the traffic picked up on our side street. When my hands are clean and I'm not eating, I'll kind of show you my fish tub, and maybe you'll get a glimpse of some of the babies. Baby guppy fry in the tank that are born. I didn't see them yesterday, so they must have just been since yesterday. Which also means they were born outside, because outside here, since it's been a few nights that this tub has been out here, I cover it up a little bit over the lid, like I put the lid on it, but not so that it's fitting right over it. I leave some space so air can get in and stuff. But if it rains overnight, I want to kind of protect it a little more. I haven't drilled any holes or anything in the side for water release. So, I mean, it's under a little bit of protection from my garage. So that's helpful. Plus, putting the lid kind of on it is also helpful to keep the rain out. I'll have to add a little bit of water. I do see a little bit of evaporation, so I'll add a little more water. But the fish seem happy. I mean, got baby guppies in there now. which is exactly what I wanted to see happen. I do have a video to post later. Yesterday, I weighed all my reptiles. It was reptile weighing day, and I recorded it. So that'll go up a little bit later. Also, a little bit later, after do some animal cage cleaning. There you go, a little show for you. It's a little skateboarding show for you. Of course, Brinley barked to let me know they were there, even though I saw them first. Everybody must be out enjoying their Monday. I should have brought something out to drink. Here I am eating, and I have nothing to drink. Should have brought my water bottle out. But it's all good. Be right back, guys. I want to make sure that Brinley has water. She had a bowl out there, but I want to make sure she still has some water, and if she doesn't, I'm going to give her more, so I will be right back. Oh, good. She still has water, guys. Well, I meant to plug this in. There we go. All right. I always worry that when she runs around up there that she's going to spill it. That's why I wanted to make sure she still had some, and she does. Sorry, guys, if you're wearing headphones, that is going to suck. That was a firework nearby. That really doesn't sound like anything but an explosion. I'm very thankful that my animals are not scared of fireworks. I've observed them. Obviously, the dogs and the cats, it would be very obvious. They don't seem to be too bothered. I mean, they'll jump if they're extra loud, but even I'll do that. I've also observed the smaller animals that I have, like my chinchilla, the rabbit, the rats, and they don't seem out of sorts when it occurs, so I'm thankful about that. I feel bad for the animals and the people that fireworks affects. Anyone with PTSD from the military, any animals that get scared. Is that necessary? Apparently, they felt it was. I'm going to be full when I'm done eating. But since it's already after 2, I really won't need a ginormous dinner. What what I'm eating now is basically brunch for me because I didn't eat breakfast. I had coffee. Hello, hello. Whoever joined me. I'm sitting out here enjoying the weather. And as soon as I finish my late lunch, I'm going to show you my fish tub. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I do have some guppy fry in there that were born since I put this tub out, which is exciting for me. It's the first time I've ever had an outdoor fish tub or pond, which I guess you can consider it a pond, an above ground pond. It's a tub. Got some java moss, hair grass, and duckweed in there with a sponge filter and my fish. And they're apparently doing well because I have babies. But when I'm finished eating, I'll see if I can show you. They spend a lot of time closer to the bottom of the tub, but occasionally some of the guppies will come up closer to the surface. The babies are staying at the bottom, which is good. Don't want them to get picked off. And also, if I have any runoff, if it rains and have any water draining, we don't want the babies or any of the other fish to get washed out. So when they stay closer to the bottom, that's safer for them. I want to get kind of like a solar powered fountain thing that'll float on the top of the water and have like a little fountain action, which is good for the water movement. So the water's not. It's not stagnant now with the sponge filter, but you don't want stagnant water because then you breed mosquitoes. And I definitely don't want to breed mosquitoes. I made a few little crumbs on the ground in front of me. And these itty bitty little ants have come out and they're collecting up the crumbs. Apparently, I'm feeding wildlife. As long as they don't come in my house, I'll be good with that. Welcome back, Southern Belle. Thought I lost you for good. I connected my phone to StreamYard so that you'd hear me better because my laptop likes to cancel out sounds. And sometimes that muffles my voice. I'm sitting out here enjoying the weather next to my fish tub because I got a tub out here that I started earlier in the week, like last week, and added some guppies, a Cory cat, some guppies, and a pleco. And for a few days now, they've been outside, and now I have some guppy fry already. I didn't do it. Did you hear the siren? I didn't do it. I'm funny. But when I get done eating, I'm going to focus my phone on the fish tub. You could probably see some of the guppies swimming around. And there are little babies in there. You basically would just have to look at the bottom, try and focus on the bottom, and see the little tiny baby specks swimming around in there. I'm a busy person. I have today off, so I'm just enjoying the weather because it's not overly hot. It's about 80 degrees, but the humidity is lower and there's a nice cool breeze, and I'm just being 80 is so much better than what it's been. It's been like in the 90s the last few days, and I didn't want to be out here. I thought that was a cat screaming. Nope, that was a siren. I was just saying, like, there's one of my rat cages sitting out here because I was cleaning it. Should leave one of the cages out here. On days like today, I can bring the rats outside and they can enjoy being outside too. I think they would enjoy that. All right, I finished my lunch. Let's see if I can show you some. Move my chair here. See if I can show you. There's my rat cage. I gotta clean out the bottom still. But here's my tub. And there's some of my guppies. And down here in this area, I wish I could zoom in. There are itty bitty little babies swimming at the bottom. I guess there's some over here too. It's really hard to see them because they're tiny. That's one of my male guppies right there. The males are colorful, whereas the females are blah. I think those two swimming around close to each other are both the males. But yeah, my fish tub. I've never had a fish tub outside before. So this is my first go at it. And so far, I'm enjoying, and I got little fish babies. Do you see? It's hard to see because the water's moving, but do you see the little babies swimming around in there? Little tiny specks moving around in there. Those are my baby guppies. They're kind of spread out a little bit. Whoops. But there's definitely one or two swimming around in that area by the moss. So cute. So cute. Oh, there we go. So where I'm sitting right now is where I could get some shade. I was in the sun earlier, but I'm between my house and my garage. We've kind of got a weird setup where we've got the house, the garage, and then the backyard, which I think is a horrible setup because then you can't really see. If you had young kids that were playing in the yard, you can't see them because the garage is in the way. So it's kind of a sad setup, but we've been in this house about 8 years, something like that. I think about 8 years. I think it was 2013 when we moved in. Something along those lines. We've got a lot of updating to do to this house. It is a very old house. It was born in house was born. It was built in about 1900. It's decorated inside for like the 70s. So we've got wallpaper to pull down. We've already pulled out some ugly carpet. There's hardwood underneath that we need to definitely sand and polish. It's damaged. We may just put something better over it if we can't restore that. Definitely have wallpaper to take down, and we want to paint. We've got some windows to replace. We've already redone the roof. We have a metal roof now. Our shingles were terrible. We're redoing the basement. It was a partially finished basement, and then we had a leak, so the carpeting and everything down there and the drywall is ruined. So the goal is to pull all that out and start from scratch. Even if we leave it unfinished, at least, you know, it won't have moldy carpet and stuff. So we have to take out the carpet, the subfloor, and all of that down to the concrete. Take out the drywall and stuff. And hey, we may, now that the leak has been fixed, we may partially finish it again. Who knows? One of the kids always, when all three of them lived here, always one of them had a bedroom down there until we sprung that leak. All three of them at one point slept down there, but it's not inhabitable at this point until we rip it all out and start over. It is. It cost us about $15,000 to do our roof because we wanted the metal roof. So that was expensive. And then we've got trees and bushes in the front of the house that we want to get rid of. And that's going to be about $900. We already got rid of a house. We already got rid of a tree on the side of the house last summer. But we've got one in the front and some big ugly bushes to get rid of. But we're like, well, we plan on staying here. Like, part of me would like to move, but at the same time, although I hate moving. But at the same time, a few of my beloved pets are buried in the backyard, and I don't want to leave them. So the other part is, now we are going to just remodel this house, get it to the way we want it, and then once all the kids are out, we're just going to, it'll just be me and my husband, and mainly me because he travels so much for work. But this is just fine to be in. So we don't have a very big yard, but we do want to fence what we've got so the dog can run around, because otherwise she's always tied up. But I'd like to be able to fence what yard we have so that she can run around and get some of her energy out. But it'll come. We're probably going to have to hire somebody to do some of what we want to do, because originally it was something we were going to do alone. But now that my husband is mainly always away for work, there really isn't time for him to do it. And I am not very carpentry inclined. So we're going to have to hire somebody to come in and do some of that stuff. We also want to remodel the kitchen, because whoever did the kitchen did a very shoddy job on the cabinets. We've got a lot of cabinet space. We got a lot of counter space. It's just that whoever did install it was an amateur, and it just needs to be done a little better. So we want to get a new countertop. New cabinets. We have one cabinet that doesn't even have a door on it because the screw was stripped or whatever. It won't stay in, and the wood just kind of wants to crumble when you try and screw it in a different place. So we're like, well, this one just doesn't get a door anymore. And everything is blue. Like, whoever decorated this house originally, we got blue curtains, blue wallpaper on the walls. There's like a different color wallpaper in the kitchen, but the cabinets are blue. And then in the bathroom, of course, we want to remodel the bathroom eventually, because right now in the bathroom we do have a white toilet, but we have puke green sink and bathtub. And we've already ripped the carpet out of there. There was carpet in the bathroom. Right now, the only carpet we have in the house is what's in the basement that we still got to get out. But lots and lots to do. So my house it doesn't look like it's in the best of conditions inside because we've been doing so much to it. But it's a work in progress, and people are going to have to just understand it. I want to, because right now there's nothing really pretty to look at here. I want to get some potted plants, potted flowers, or whatever. I have some seeds for marigolds and dahlias and stuff, which I haven't planted yet, and I need to. I just hadn't had the time before. But I want to get that done. I do have a sunflower in the house that's a couple feet tall already, that looks like it's going to be blooming soon. I want to be able to transplant that outside, but right now it's in the house, and I've got some peppers growing in the house that I need to transplant outside. But I haven't really had the opportunity to go and till up that area that I had used for gardening last year. It's got a lot of weeds right now, and I need to go and till that up and get that prepared for planting. And I just haven't had the time to do that yet. So I do want to get some more done, and it's going to be more possible once I cut my hours at work. But for right now, I'm still got too many hours to be able to come home and do that, while still taking care of the animals I have at home too. It's a lot to do. But I'm impressed that my sunflower is doing so well in the house. I have it in the window still. I turn it a couple of times a day as it starts to lean toward the window. I turn it, exercise it a little bit. I do the same thing with the peppers. When they're pointing toward the window, I turn them the opposite way. I do have a couple other plants in the house. I have my aloe vera plant. I have a polka dot plant, and I have a snake plant. They're all doing well. I did have a spider plant, but the cats ruined it. I'll have to try again with the spider plant. I should get some baby spider plants, plop them in the fish tub, get them rooting. It looks like one of my male guppies is hungry. I forgot to bring the flakes outside. He's roaming around the top here. Let's see if I can. Oh, I think I spooked him. He was roaming around the top. It's this yellow guy. Now that I picked up the camera, he's like, ah! And he went away. He might come back up. There's my two males, and then there's a female down there. The males have different patterns. I wanted to have two different color males. Yeah, now that I'm pointing the camera at him, he's staying down below. And I want to see the duckweed spread and the Java moss spread. When I get my next paycheck, I'll probably get a little bit more moss. The moss is good for the babies to hide in so that nobody picks them off while they're growing. They get a little bit more of their hair grass too. Some plant life in there for them. Good coverage and good for the water quality as well. But I do want to go. I told my husband yesterday because I video chatted with him a little bit, and I told him I wanted to go to the plant center at either Walmart or Lowe's or wherever they have plants and get some things for outside. Even if I don't grow them from a seed, like I don't have to grow everything from a seed. I had some celosia last year that I really liked. Get some more celosia or some other flowers or plant life. As long as there are flowers or whatever, attract the bees. We want to take care of the bees. I may be scared of them, but I'm trying to overcome that. I mean, I would love to have a beehive. I would love to keep bees. Like our one of our stores here has equipment for beekeeping, and I'd love to do that. Get over my fear of bees that way. But I live too close to a street. The beehive has to be so many feet away from the street, from in all directions, and I'm too close to the street to have a beehive. Those other reasons why I wouldn't mind moving. Like, I don't want to leave my animals behind that I have buried in the yard. But I mean, if we were to move, we could go somewhere where we can do stuff like beekeeping or keep some chickens or something like that where we have some property, a nice running area for the dogs. Um, I would really not mind that. But the sentimental part of me is like my babies are buried in the yard and I don't want to leave them. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be a while yet because we need to, even if we wanted to move, we'd have to get the house prepared for that. It's not ready to sell with all the stuff that we have to do to it still. I don't know if we're going to re-side it or not. If anything, we might paint it. But part of me wouldn't mind re-siding it. I think it would make it look more attractive than this white stuff we've got going on that's stained, which, would be why we want to paint it to get rid of that. But I think a different siding would look better on it as well. Lots of stuff going through my head on what we can do to it. And then maybe we can get a place with some more property and do some other things. And I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Or we may just stay here. I won't be keeping any bees. Not while we're living here. Or chickens. Chickens aren't allowed in city property or city limits. So or ducks. Ducks would be awesome too. I do have a coworker that's got a couple ducks, but obviously she lives in a place where she's allowed to do that. So she's got her ducks. that house across the way that you see, kind of a blue color house. That's where my dog Brinley was born. The people that lived there when we got Brinley do not live there any longer, but that was where we got Brinley when they lived there. Was how we found out about her. They would bring the puppies outside, and we were like, oh my gosh. So we would go and look at the puppies, and that's how Brinley came home. Hey, Jules. Yeah, it's been about an hour. And it's been pretty quiet, but I've been thoroughly enjoying sitting out here regardless. Just enjoying the weather because it's not overly hot. It's about 80 degrees with a breeze. And it's not overly humid. It starts to feel warmer when the breeze goes away, but oh, it feels so much better than the last few days. The last few days has been awfully hot. And I don't want to be out here until the sun goes down in the evening. But today I'm taking advantage of the nicer, the less, not so hot weather. Yeah, it's been really hot here too. It's been nasty. I'm so happy today is nicer. Let me double check the weather. It was 79 the last time I checked it. Yeah, see now it's 80. So, and the high is 81. So it's not going to get any hotter than it really is now, except for maybe 1 degree. But nice. I'm enjoying. I am enjoying. And I'm out here with my fish tub. I have a fish tub outside now that I'm enjoying. I showed them a little bit. See, now that I'm not focused on the tub, the one male guppy is up at the surface again. But since I put the tub out here, one of my female guppies did give birth, so I've got some tiny little babies swimming around in there. They're really hard to see because they're very little. Yeah, it's just basically a Rubbermaid tub, and I filled it with water. I've got a couple live plants in there, sponge filter, and I added some guppies, male and female, a Cory catfish, and a little baby bristlenose pleco are in there, and one of the females gave birth to babies. They're live bearers, so they don't lay eggs. But I didn't see any babies yesterday, so just since yesterday, she gave birth to these little babies. So there are these tiny little specks swimming around at the bottom of the tub. Here, I'll show you. Rat cage that needs to be cleaned, but here's the tub. And there's some of the guppies swimming around. There's hair grass, Java moss, duckweed, and down at the bottom of, you'd have to look very carefully, there's tiny little specks swimming around down there, which would be the baby guppies. They're really hard to see. Let's see, baby guppies. Oh, baby guppies. They're down there. Well, there's one over here, but again, hard to see because they're at the bottom. So yeah, I started that earlier in the week, but for the first few days, I just kept the tub in the house. A lot of people do fish tubbing It's uh it's a alternative to having an in-ground pond, because I'm not going to dig up my ground and put a pond in. So an alternative is having a tub. And this is the first time I've ever done that. You can put more things other than guppies in there, but guppies are pretty hardy and breed like rabbits. So I thought I would at least try with guppies and see how it goes. Goldfish could go in there, but they're dirtier fish. But I'm not going to put the two goldfish I have, I'm not going to put out. They're staying in the house, but I could, if I wanted to add anything else to this, I could probably put some like feeder goldfish in there. They're a lot cheaper. So if anything happens to them, I'm not going to cry too much because they're like 19 cents a fish. But the guppies will probably, if these babies survive, the number of fish in there will dramatically increase. Hopefully the moss and the duckweed and that all spread a little bit. Sometimes Java moss is supposed to be very easy to keep and can get crazily out of control and grow too much. But if I have a lot of moss in there, it's a lot of good coverage for the snakes. Oh lordy, for the fish, a lot of good coverage for the fish. The babies can hide in the moss so that they don't get attacked by other fish or eaten or anything like that. They can hide in the moss. But I only got a couple of little cups of moss the other day when I first started the tub. Maybe with my next paycheck, I'll get a couple more things of moss. And then I got the hair grass the other day. I don't know if that's going to spread or not. We'll see. I've never had it before. Yeah, if I could always put a bed outside, but he would have to be alone. I have one in the house. But yeah, this is my first tub idea. And then obviously when it gets cold, the fish have to go inside. But not a big deal. Not a big deal. Just have a spare tank and scoop them out and off you go. But yeah, this is my first attempt. I wanted to try and do it last year and I never did. So I had more female guppies in here when I first started the tub, but they died. And there might have been already something wrong with them because I'm like, if it was anything to do with the water, you would think that my other ones would die too, but the males are doing great. The Cory cat's doing great. The Pleco's doing great. It was just, I think, 3 of my female guppies. The heat right now, I've tested the water. The water isn't overly hot. I do have them kind of in a shaded area. They're under the eave of my garage, so there's some coverage for that. And as they were in the sun earlier, but it really didn't heat the water up very much. It still feels cool when I dip a finger. And being under the eave of the garage, if it rains, that should help cover. And at night, I do cover it with a lid. I don't completely cover it. I leave some of it exposed so that they still get oxygen. But I cover the majority of it so that if it rains, it doesn't fill up the tub. But with the eaves, that's going to help a little bit. But if the wind blows the rain, so that it does go inside the tub, one of the things I still have to do is drill some holes closer to the top, about an inch and a half from the top. Some small holes that will help drain it a little bit if it gets too full. And the fish that are too small, the fish that are really small, like the babies, they will stay near the bottom anyway, so they're not going to get sucked out. And the adult guppies are too big, would be too big to fit in the holes, but the water would drain, so it doesn't overflow. Yeah, you could totally put one on the porch. In fact, there is a fish person I watch, her name is Susan, SLC Aquatics, and she has fish tubs. She did a live stream a couple days ago, and or a few days ago or whatever, and she's got tubs on her porch. Yep, totally. And she has a covered porch, so she doesn't have to worry about rain overflow or anything like that. My main concern was I've got the pump for the sponge filter out here, and I've never had an air pump exposed to rain. So I'm like, how do I protect that pump? So right now I've just got something that kind of leans up against the side of the garage, cover, kind of giving it some cover. I might get a little container and drill a hole for the cord and the tubing and have that go through, so, and then like close it up so it's protected from rain. So I don't know, lots of experimentation here for me, but I was asking all sorts of questions like, what about overflow? Because I worry, I would have thought about that even with an in-ground pond. Like when it rains, if there's not anything to cover that pond, you're going to get overflow. So yeah, I'm going to try and somehow cover the pump. Like right now, it hasn't rained since I put it out. So I'm going to see, I'm going to try and put it in something and cover it with a lid, and then just make allowances for the tubing and the cord to come out of the container, but keep the pump itself protected. Hey, Crystal, how are you doing? But yeah, I think as long as especially if you're going to have the tub on the porch and it's not going to be in direct sunlight all the time, it's not going to get too hot. I don't think the water would get too hot at all. And like I said earlier in the day, the tub was exposed to the sun. It was shining down on the water, but it wasn't long enough to really overheat it. It's not in an area that's completely full sun every day. How you doing, Crystal? I'm just sitting out. We're talking about my fish tub that I got out here now. And one of my guppies gave birth since yesterday because I didn't see any babies yesterday, but I got little baby guppy fry in there today. And then, yeah, you could sit next to it. I want to get one of those solar powered little water fountain things that, like, you just float it on the top and then it'll like take the water from there and like be like a little fountain on there, and then you could sit next to it to the relaxing sounds. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I saw one on Amazon I want to get, and it's solar powered. So have a good day, Jules. The baby fish are really hard to see, Eric. I tried showing a little bit earlier, but they're down at the bottom of the tub, and with the water movement, it's kind of really hard to see them because they're so tiny. Let me see. There, I got baby fishes. And some of them I think are hiding in the moss, which is what they do to stay safe. I do see a couple of babies, but again, between some of the moss pieces that are laying down there, it's going to be really hard to see the babies. Yeah, it's my first ever fish tub, Crystal, so it's a lot of experimentation for me. Right now in there, I've got some guppies and a Cory cat and a baby bristlenose pleco. And everybody's doing well, and now I've got the babies in there. I got grass hair hair. I've got hair grass, a hair grass plant, some Java moss, and some duckweed. Feel like I swallowed a bug or something. So I'm hoping I might get some more Java moss because I only got 2 little cups of it, and I'm too impatient to wait for it to kind of spread and grow on its own. I want to kind of get a couple more and add a few more female guppies because 3 of them had died out of nowhere shortly after I got them. But everybody else, the Cory and the Pleco and the male guppies, goodness, are all doing well. So I don't know what was up with those females. But I want to get a few more females since I have 2 males in there. I want to get a few more females so that the few females I have in there aren't like constantly harassed for breeding. Add a few more females in there to replace the ones that did die. Here, I'll show you guys again. Oh, my phone is ringing. And I don't. You are. There's my little tub. And there's my males swimming around. The Cory is in the corner, but way back there, it's an albino Cory. The bristlenose Pleco is going to be really hard to see because he's tiny. He's probably in here somewhere, but then the babies are hanging out in this area somewhere. Tiny little babies. Oops, they're there's a couple little specks swimming around down there. I don't know if you can see them. A few little specks swimming down there. But yeah. Feel like I swallowed a bug. It feels like something stuck in my throat. Right now it looks like a female guppy and both my males are swimming. Do I only have 1 female in there now? Gosh. 2 males and 1 female? She must have been the one that gave birth. I'm gonna have to get some more females in there. When I don't have the camera on the tub, one of the males is always coming to the top. He's up at the top now. I guarantee you if they're looking for food. He's testing out the duckweed. So I think I'm going to run in the house. I'm going to run in the house and I'm going to get water for myself since I seem to be choking on something. And I'm going to grab their food and I'll feed them since it looks like that's what they're looking for is something to eat. So I will be right back. righty. Bella, come back. Bella came out with me. Tickle in my throat. Won't go away. All right, I got the guppy food. Sprinkle that in there since that's apparently what they're waiting on. All right. Funny thing is, whatever's sinking, that's what they're eating. They're not coming up to the surface. They're gonna wait for the flakes to sink. I gave them bloodworms yesterday. So they're getting flakes today. But they're enjoying it. So yeah, there they are, kind of eating what falls. The babies can work on what sinks as well. I don't know where my bristlenose pleco is. He does a very good job of hiding, but he's very small. Corey. Oh, oh, he came up to the top. He's up there eating away. So what's everybody doing this Monday? I want to add some more water to this. I can see some of the duckweed stuck to the side, which means that the water has evaporated some. So I'm going to have to hook up the hose. We don't leave it out all the time. Well, last time we left our hose connected all the time, Brindley chewed through it. So now we have a hose that's on a reel on wheels. And when we're done with the hose, we unhook it and roll it back up and put it in the garage. So probably before I go back into the house, I'll connect the hose and add some more water. So what's everybody up to today? Like I said, I'm out here enjoying the weather that is not overly hot now. Thank goodness. I can't handle it when it's that hot. Sorry if my connection gets spotty at all. I'm on my Wi-Fi, obviously, with the laptop. I can't stream mobile, so I have my laptop out here, and luckily I'm still able to connect to my Wi-Fi, but it might get a little spotty. And then being on StreamYard, I took my phone and I added myself to the panel so that I can use the phone for moving around like this type deal. And then I'm looking at the chat on the laptop. Yeah. The guppies are happy now that there's food. They're eating. So is the Corey. And then anything that falls down below there and hits the bottom will be perfect for the babies. I'm looking forward to them growing up so I have more fish in here. So it looks like a little bit more activity. But like I said, I need to get some more females. I feel like the males have really brightened up since I got them. They must like it out here. Just can't see their patterns very well when they're in the tub. It'd be so much easier to see if they were in a tank. But yeah, right now they're happily eating. It does look like I only have one female in there now, which is a bummer because I thought only 3 died, which means I should have a second one in there, a second female, but I don't see it if I do. But regardless, since I have 2 males in there, I need to get some more females. And then I guess depending on what the babies are, I don't know if the babies are male or female, so I guess we'll see. But it's kind of relaxing sitting out here next to the tub and then listening to the water movement from the sponge filter. But then, like I said, I want to get one of those solar powered fountains that'll float on the surface and have some fountain action. That'll sound even prettier and more relaxing. Oh, my picture just went wonky. Wonky. Oh, poor baby. What kind of dog do you have, Eric? I asked that earlier, but I don't think you saw. Some dogs are very prone to ear infections depending on the style of their ear. And it's very important to keep them clean. Dogs with floppy ears especially are more prone to infections because they don't get as much airflow in their ears. Got to cut the grass too. It's getting a little long. I think my stepson said he was going to do that tomorrow. There are 2 flies sitting on the side of the garage right now. And they're so close that if I were to zoom in on them with a video, I would get some pretty cool up close and personal footage of them. But now my phone is in use. They look pretty cool when you can see their features. Another thing I wanted to put here in the tank is the frog, like a dwarf frog. Supposedly we had one at work. I saw the tag for it. It was in the it was in the guppy tank, but I didn't see the frog. I was looking all over the place. Didn't see the frog. It must have been hiding really well, or it sold and they didn't take the tag off. I wouldn't mind putting a dwarf frog in there. African Claude would be cool, but I don't know how it would do outside. Plus, they get big. Um, but a dwarf frog would be an option. I just didn't see it. I specifically looked, and I didn't see it. You know, all the guppies are swimming around together. They're probably harassing the female. Let's get busy, female. You just had babies. It's time to go again. I need to get some more females. Bella, stay here, please. She hears a dog across the street and sees people. Good girl. Good girl for staying. Good girl. She needs to be groomed so badly. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. Yes, you're a good girl. She hates being groomed. For that matter, I hate grooming her because she hates being groomed. But she really, really needs it. She is a ragamuffin. I was going to do it today, but do I really feel like doing it today? I mean, technically, it being a nice day, I could do it out here. And then any of her hair that hits the ground can be used for birds. They can use it for their nest. That would be cool. A Bella bird nest. But do I feel like grooming her? I don't know. I want to just bite the bullet and pay somebody else to do it, but it's probably going to be like $50. Oh, such a beautiful day. I wish I could mobile stream because I would totally go to the park where there's a pond with ducks and stream that. It's so much better than just backside of my house. But I can't mobile stream. Probably end the stream in about 20 minutes. That'll put it at the 2 hour mark. I'll end it there. Gotta watch how often I do it since I don't pay for StreamYard. I have a 20-hour limit for the month. But I guess in that case, then when I'm streaming in the house, I just won't use StreamYard, I guess. Right, Belty? Right, Bellaboo? Oh, picture, picture, come back, picture. There it is. Ah, not a perfect connection out here, but it's the way it is when you can't know the stream and you rely on your Wi-Fi for your laptop. Oh, it's so beautiful out here. I'm gonna have a nap. It's not really relaxing to hear the kids screaming, but the birds, the breeze, the sound of the rustling leaves in the trees. Love it. Maybe I'll see if I can, after I end the stream, I'll try and take a nice close-up video of the tub to see, get a better shot of the babies. Bella. Bella.
girl. Good Bella. Such a girl.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, somebody started up a grill, a charcoal grill. I could smell it. I love that smell. Oh man, makes me want to have a barbecue. It's finally not too hot to enjoy it out here. I started my very own fish tub. It's just like a cheapy Rubbermaid tub. It's probably not even Rubbermaid. I don't even know. Um, and I've got some guppies in there. Yeah, I gotta pull that out. Although my husband wants to get rid of that bush altogether. I like it when, especially in the fall, it turns bright red, but he wants to get rid of it. It kind of, because of its size and how close it is to the house, it touches the house, and he doesn't really like it. Goes right up to the window and touches the window and all of that. But yeah, so right, I got to get some more female guppies because about 3 of them that I had died, but everybody else is doing good. I got 2 males in there, and I think right now I've only got 1 female, but she just had babies. So there's some babies in there. I've got a Cory cat and a bristlenose pleco in there, and everybody's doing well. It was just those few females that didn't make it, and I don't know why, but I'll probably get a few more so that this 1 female in here isn't constantly being chased around. Yeah, I just got to take the time to do it. He's never here to do it, so I'll have to do it. I probably would destroy it. I'm not a good bush pruner, tree pruner. But I think it's pretty. Like it's like this deep color during the summer, and then in the fall it's bright red. Love it when it's bright red. Tomorrow my stepson's gonna mow the yard. I always tell my husband I'll mow it. He's like, no, because he knows I'm allergic. I'm allergic to the pollen, and when the grass is being cut, of course, it's gonna just drive my allergies insane. So even though I say I'll cut it if it has to be cut and you're not here, and he's like, no, you won't. Okay. I've got Java moss in there. I want to get a little bit more. I only got 2 little cups of it, but um, I'll get some more. And I've got hair grass, and then there's some duckweed floating on the top. But I got a thing of hair grass in there, and then I got the Java moss, which next time I go to work, I might get a little bit more of the moss. The moss was the first thing I got because I knew that it would be useful for the fry. I was excited when I looked in today and I saw tiny little babies swimming around. I didn't see them yesterday, so it must have just happened. or I just wasn't looking well enough because I just looked in now and I don't see really anything. They're hiding. Of moss or just 3 tubs and 2 ponds fully stocked? I'm not going to, probably never going to have like an in-ground pond, but I definitely at least wanted to try the tub idea. And pretty soon, in the next couple weeks or so, I'm going to be cutting back my hours at work so that I'll have more time at home to do that kind of thing. I work too much right now to be able to focus on that stuff. But with my husband out of town all the time now, I want to be able to be home when he's home. And in order for that to happen, I have to cut my hours. And even when he's not home, sometimes when he's still not home, he'll be at least in the area, like close enough, like a few hours where I could actually drive and go and see him. But I can't do that when I'm always working. So the goal is to cut hours back so that I can do that. And since I had shingles, I'm still dealing with a lot of nerve pain, and it makes working really difficult. So that would be another reason to cut back so that I'm not constantly having to try and work through that. And it'll give me more time at home to do stuff at home. Oh, cichlids too. That's cool. My husband downsized a little bit. We had a 55 and a 75, and he emptied the 55. We had African cichlids in the 55, and we have American cichlids in the 75, and he just combined them. I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. But surprisingly, we only had four Africans, and then two Americans plus the pleco. So we had like four, I think one, two, three or four Africans and a pleco, and everything now is in the 75. And the first day was a little rough with a lot of picking on everybody, but now we took the castles out of the African tank and put them in the American tank, and so it allows the Africans to hide and everything. And after the first day, well, that's obnoxiously loud. After the first day of a little bit of rough play, everybody seems to be doing okay. In fact, my convict and my Venestus are palling around. They're like swimming around together. I never thought I'd see the day, but they're swimming around together. It's funny. The other ones just kind of ignore each other. But he said since he's never home, he doesn't want to have to try and take care of both the tanks. So he's only going to take care of the one. And that's fine by me. And everything else is my responsibility because it's my idea. Yeah, the Jack's in there too. The Jack is in there and he just minds his own business. And then the only African I know we've got the bumblebee. No, do we still have the bumblebee? I thought the bumblebee passed. I don't know. I don't remember. We've got a marble one. I can't remember what its scientific name is. I'm not privy to that kind of stuff. I only really know the Venestus. But he's in there, and he's to the size now where where his head is blue. And then we've got our convict, and yeah, the Jack just minds his own business, and the convict and the Venestus are swimming around together, and the other Africans just mind their own business. It's weird, but they seem to be doing well. when I mentioned it at work, one of my coworkers was like, "That's not a good idea," and I'm like, "Well, that's what I would have thought too." But they seem to be doing fine. The first day was rough, but they're not fighting now. Maybe a peacock. I don't know if it's a peacock or not. I'll have to get a shot of him so you can see. But we had peacocks in the past, but for some reason they never ever made it in the tank. They always ended up dying. I'm not sure what it is, but it is like it's a white marbled fish. Some yellow and black marbling or whatever. Yeah, everybody that went in together is still alive. So we've got odd fish. And then my fish, like those are his fish technically. So he takes care of that tank. And then everybody else is mine. So I've got my one tank that's got my goldfish in it that had the snails in it too. The snails are gone now, and still got my fish in there. Two, I've got like a telescope eye fish. He's gotten pretty big. And then just a regular fantail. But I've had them both for 2 years, and they're still in there. And then I've got a beta. And then I've got what's out here. So there's the guppies, a baby bristlenose pleco, and a cory cat in there in the tub out here. Oh, there's my pleco. I see him now. He's so tiny. He's like tiny. Oh, I was just gonna show you and he disappeared. He's hiding underneath the sponge for the sponge filter. I just saw him come out of there, and then as soon as I went to move the camera to point it at him, he disappeared back inside it. But he's the smallest thing in there, the bristlenose. He's the smallest fish in there besides the fry. But I thought I would give a little tub pond a go because I wanted to try it a long time ago, but I never had the guts. So now maybe I can ask you, how do you protect the pump? Like my air pump for my sponge filter, is it in danger when it gets wet, like when it rains? Like, do I have to protect it somehow, cover it up with something to keep the pump from getting wet? Oh, pleco fry. I have never had pleco fry. I mean, this little guy I got from work. I think I paid $6 for, well, I paid a little less. So he was $6, but I got a discount, of course. Oh, there he is. Maybe I could get, oh, every time I go to touch the camera to get a shot of him, he moves. You'd cover it up. Yeah, right now I've kind of got like something just leaning. It's up against the garage, and I've got like the lid from the tub kind of propped up over it. But I'm wondering if I should like get a container and put it inside, and just in the lid make holes to allow for the cord and the tube to come through, and then have the pump itself protected in the container. I haven't decided. It hasn't rained since I put this tub out here, so I haven't had to experience that yet. I still have to drill a few holes in the tub itself too right now, since it's under the eaves of my garage, so it shouldn't get a lot of rain. Even if it does get some, but I've been placing a lid over top of the tub, not fitting it, like not like snapping it shut, but just kind of laying it the opposite way so the ends of the tub are exposed so they still get oxygen. but covering up the majority of it just in case it were to rain, and then it's not going to get a lot of rain and overflow on me. Oh, well, gee, I'll probably do that. I guess so long as the ground doesn't flood, right? If the ground floods, who cares what's on the top of it if it's going to be submerged? I don't know. We'll see. I guess it could be a couple of bowls, right? Put it in a bowl and put a bowl on top. Bella, come here. Bella, come here. And apparently my Plecco is camera shy because every time I go to touch the camera, when he comes out, he zips away and he's gone again. That's true. I do have a brick. I can put it on a brick. I will do that. But yeah, I gotta drill some holes. I was gonna get my little soldering thing and melt a couple of little holes, but now I can't find it. Someone moved it on me. So I'll have to drill a couple holes or hammer a couple holes or something. Make some holes somehow. But like I said, it's under the eaves of the garage, which fully kind of goes over it. So unless the wind blows the rain in, it should be fine. And then I've been setting the lid on top at night. But we'll see. Bella, where'd you go? Come here. Good girl. But yeah, I was kind of excited to look in today and see the babies. I really don't think she got pregnant since I got them. I think she was pregnant when I got her. But I'm not going to complain. I don't know how long the incubation period is from getting pregnant to giving birth, but I've only had them for the week, so she was probably pregnant already. Well, that's not too bad. Yeah, she must have been pregnant when I got her then because I've only really had them for the week. In the first few days that I had them, the tub was in the house until I had the guts to put it out. All right, the bristle nose is out again. Can I get him? Can I get him? Can I get him? You see him? He's next to the sponge filter, just tiny. He's right down there. Oh, he's gone. Boop. He's gone. Just a little baby squirt. I feel like my males got a lot brighter. They look prettier out here than they did when I got them. They must like it out here. The colors are standing out more. Ooh, I'll have to look into that. They're easy to take care of, right? I'm a notorious plant killer, so if it can be put in there and just like take care of itself, that's the best. I'll have to look into that because I would like it to have some coverage too. I don't want anything swooping down and stealing my fish. Although they don't come up to the top that often, they mainly come up when they want to eat. I would love to put snails in here too, but I'd have to figure out how to keep them from getting out since there's no lip on the tub. Maybe I'd have to like put the lid on and like cut the center of the lid out so that there is a lip so that the snails wouldn't escape. Because I'd love to put snails in there too, but as it stands now, they would get out. Well, I think I am going to call it a day on this stream. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. And yeah, I've really enjoyed sitting out here. I'm probably going to continue to sit out here, but got to get a few things done. Got some animal cages to clean. So I am going to call it a day. Thanks for stopping by. It was good to see you. And thanks for the tub advice. And I will talk with you guys later. Bye, everybody.